Hey everybody, DiamondVape, YouTube name, back at you, and want to talk a little bit about my BuzzPro. Okay, I know there's a lot of reviews already out there on the BuzzPro and what it does and what it don't do, and the good and the bad, and I thought I'd throw my little spin on it as well. Through all the reviews I have watched on the BuzzPro, even before I got it and after I've got it, haven't seen anybody mention some of the things I've run into since I've had it. Now, I've had it quite a while now, probably a month, a little over a month, and while it's my go-to mod, and I pretty much take it wherever I go, I have noticed some little nitpicking things that I've encountered with it or faced with it, but I do like the mod. I mean, it's a really good mod. Variable voltage is the way to go if you get into the e-cigs or vaping, or after you've progressed in vaping, or if you just want to experience something new and different. Variable voltage is definitely the way to go. Let me take a quick drag on it. We'll talk about the good, talk about the bad. I'll give you my total take on it, and then we'll end it. It's been performing really good. Don't have a lot of issue with the performance on it. So here's the good in the BuzzPro. Let me talk a little bit about the nuts and bolts of the BuzzPro real quick, if you hadn't already seen some reviews on it or already caught up to date with Buzz. It's got a little dial wheel, a little wheel to adjust your voltage. It goes anywhere from 3.2 up to 5.5, so in that range. It's got three marks on it. It's got a green, a yellow, and a red. Green being the lowest, yellow being in the middle, red being the highest. At the lowest setting, if you mark it just on the green, and I don't know how good this video cameras would pick that up, so I really probably won't, I'm not going to show that part of it. But if it goes up to the green, when you have it set on the green, you can dial it down a little bit further, so you can go down in voltage, and that's where the 3.2 or so comes in at. At the high setting on the red, you can dial it up some more and get up to about 5.5, 5.6 without load, before you put the load on it. So the wheel it takes some pressure to turn this thing, which is a good thing. That way it won't be spinning around in your pocket, or if you grab it and you accidentally grab it by that wheel part of it, and it won't spin on you. So it does take a little pressure to turn it. The button, it's kind of flush with the mod. The mod itself, the tube is recessed, so the button kind of sits in that recessed portion, making it even with the mod, which is a good thing. Those are real good things. It's got a juice well if you like to drip, so that's another plus. And the cap, the spring, is really solid. It's a real tough spring, so it's not one of those cheesy springs you get with some of your inexpensive mods or some of your little made up mods. So it's a real good spring, not lacking in force. You really have to force it to go, which is really good. It's got three vent holes right around the bottom of the tube. All those are the good. It vapes really good. I love the way it performs. I dial it to taste, adjust it to taste. I usually hardly ever look at it. I just take a quick toot on it and then kind of adjust my wheel either up or down depending on what I got or what I'm using. Let me add a few drops in here while we're doing this thing. That's all the good that I have found with my Buzz. And like I said, I take it wherever I go. It's my go-to mod. It's the one that I like the most out of the mods that I do have. I don't have a big supply of them. I don't have a collection building up everywhere. I got a few, And out of the few that I've got, this is the only variable voltage one I have, and it's the best one that I have. Let me take a quick drag on it, and then we'll talk about the bad. The bad are the problems I encountered as I've been going along with it. Oh, let me go back to the good again. It does have an on and off feature. I was watching Grimm's video on it before I bought it, and then I watched some after I got it, and finally ran across this cat who demonstrated it a little bit. But when I ordered it, I couldn't find an on and off feature button, or however you cut it off and on. It has a red light that comes on when the batteries are installed and you tighten up on the cap. There's a red light that lets you know your device is ready to go. When you hit your button, it turns blue, so then you know it's engaged, or you firing it. And it's a real good click button. I don't know if you hear that, but the button is great. I mean, it's not busy. It's not all got all this stuff everywhere. It's just got your dial wheel on one side and you button right across from it on the other side. It's kind of up from it a little bit, if you can tell. The wheel and then the button, so it kind of goes up an angle. Okay, there we go. Finished up with the good. The bad, or what I've run across. First of all, the threading on the cap is plastic. Now that's, you know, it hasn't caused me a problem, but I can see how easy it would be to cross thread it. It takes two 16340 batteries, or CR123. I got two Trustfire batteries that I use. I rotate in and out with some regular CR123s that I got. And with the 16340, you got to really put a lot of pressure to get the cap on. It's solid. It don't shake. You know, you can shake it. It don't rattle. You don't hear any noises. With the CR123s, they're a touch shorter. So when you put the cap on, which it is easier, and it's a lot less likely to cross thread it than you would if you're trying to force it and guide it and all that kind of stuff, it does tend to, well, now it ain't doing it, but it will rattle. It'll shake, but didn't do it on this thing, but it does from time to time, and you jaw down on it just a touch and it stops. A spacer or something of that would fix that deal. So the being plastic on the threading is I can see where it could be an issue later down the line. As of now, it hadn't been, so that's not a real big deal. When I first got it in, the first week that I had this thing, I wanted to keep it for a while so I could run it through its paces and carry it with me and put it through the rigors of day in and day out vaping before I did a review on it. But the first week that I had it, I'd be vaping along, set it down, I come back to get it, go to vape on it, I get nothing. Won't fire, won't do anything, thinking it was the batteries or something ain't working right, and you know, I'm checking the cartomizer and checking the batteries, change the battery, still does it. Then I had to take the cartomizer or Addy, whatever I was using at the time, back off on it, just a touch, and then go back, and it connected. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if it was just losing connection somehow. If it's a safety feature, it's protected in that way. I don't know, but I did notice that the first week. After that, it hadn't happened. I don't know. I hadn't had to do that since. This compared to some of the other ones, some of the other mods, or even my Egos or my Rough Stack, or even my Tech mod, it's fiddly right there. It's a real loose connection. No matter how tight you get it, it will still do it. I don't know how good that's picking it up, but it kind of goes side to side. There's a center in the center where the connection, where it makes connection with your cartomizer or Addy or whatever you're using. It's a like a little Phillips screw that goes in, and this ain't gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna try to show a picture of it as I'm going along. But it's a Phillips screw where your connection on your cartomizer and all that meets the battery end on the mod. So the only thing I'm thinking of is, when it's there, being that little deal, it pivots on that screw. So it's never a solid flush deal, and it don't lock itself down. I took a Phillips screwdriver, like so, and I kind of went down with it a little bit to see if it would make a better connection. It did. It wouldn't move. It was solid, and it vaped great. Everything connected good. But the problem is, if you was adjusting the wheel on it, it was real tight and stiff, and you almost had to really press on it to turn it. And I wasn't sure if that screw was putting too much pressure on it, and I didn't want to ruin it and mess it up, so I took it and backed it back up a little bit. And I'm just dealing with the, you know, the I get in a minute, the fiddly on it. You know, it hasn't been a problem. It hasn't been a big issue. It's just from time to time, you know, if you use a tank or even if you use a dual coil or whatever, it sometimes cocks to the side, like even at a flushest finish, it'll kind of go sideways like that and kind of makes your mod look kind of goofy. With some dual coils, smoke tape dual coils that I've had, and it's only happened with the dual coils, you can screw it all the way in and then almost could pull it completely out. It would never connect with your threading. Thinking I had a bad cartomizer, I put it on my rough stack or my Ego or my Tech. It was a solid tight fit all the way from start to finish, locked down, not a problem. So I don't know if the threading on it's just really not real good threading on it, or if I'm somehow got one that's kind of stripped in some kind of way. I never contacted Not-Sigs on it. I just dealt with it, and it still works. It still performs, so I was fine. You know, we just move on from it. That's the biggest issues I've had with it. At one point, I came home, was going to change out cartomizers to do a review on some juice, and it was almost like it was welded to the cap. I couldn't get it off. When I tried to turn it, the whole cap would spin with it. No matter what I did, I couldn't grab anything good enough to hold it and turn it. I had to wind up getting some pair of pliers and hold it there and get another pair of pliers and finally get it off, ripping up and almost tearing up my cartomizer. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe I had it too high and it bonded. I don't know. But that's the few issues and the few things that I've noticed with the BuzzPro, or what I've noticed with mine that I had with it. But that's the issues that I had with it. But the good outweighs the bad for me, because it's a good solid mod. It works. It's variable voltage. I hadn't had a problem with it, you know, not working, other than the cartomizer having to back off of it and put it back, you know. But so all in all, it's been a good mod. Let me take a drag on it. We'll finish it, and I'll give you my overall deal. It vapes great. It works great. The airflow. So all in all, my overall rating on this thing is a 4. My thumbs up is up. It's about midway, so I'm not up there and I'm not down there. I'm right in the middle, because I know it works for me. I know I can count on it, and I know it will give me the best vape that it can give me, and it's variable voltage. So all in all, the BuzzPro works. It deals, it wheels. I love it. I like it a lot. Okay, that's it. That's everything I got. That's on my BuzzPro, or the BuzzPro. This is mine. You can get them in 4 different colors. Black. This is what they call the clear finish, which is like a silver metallic. You can get blue and purple. You can get chrome or brass ends. And you can get the different connections, 801s, 808s, 901s, 510s. I think it's 129. You can get the, if you don't have batteries and a charger, you can get the little combo kit, the 2 batteries and a charger added with it for like 25 bucks more, I think. It's not a bad deal. But anyway, notsigs.com, the BuzzPro. I appreciate you watching. That's it. That's everything. Check out my Facebook. It's DiamondVape. Check out my Twitter. It's DiamondVape. Just got on with the Vapor Talk. Going over there, get in on the forums over there at Vapor Talk. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking that ride on the DV Express.